Wow! I have heard before that the sex education system in the US is screwed up. Just a few days ago, I watched a video by Sacage, a pretty awesome guy. I really recommend checking him out. He is a columnist, a sex advice columnist, and he started the project It's Getting Better, I believe is the name of it. And I saw a video of him talking about the sex education system and complaining how bad it is, and pretty much he was asked what he would like to change about it, and he was like, oh, I consider it beyond saving. And he said that he would really wish what his ideal would be that this kind of education is pro-sex, which is apparently not at the moment. And I hadn't really an idea how bad it is. And then, shortly after watching this video, I talked to a friend who actually is still in high school in America and just had a sex ed class the other day. And she told me that basically sex ed was getting shown images of STDs literally until one of the students throw up. I mean, yes, this is not really pro-sex. This is like scaring people to death. And hearing this pretty much reminded me of this South Park episode about sex education, which was also so negative and telling the students how dangerous it is, and telling the girls that they will get STDs if boys come too close to them, and boys get warned about that they have to pay, and that the girls are going to screw them over, and all this mess up. And in the end it ends like that in the South Park episode, that the boys and the girls of the fourth class are actually fighting, like literally they both blame the opposite sex for all the misery, and they start not kids fighting but actually fighting to the blood. Like using real pseudo-real weapons like stones and sticks, but they can actually hurt people and even kill people. I'm not sure if some of the kids died in the episode, probably Kenny, but besides this, yeah, I can totally understand now where this joke comes from, when you basically get scared shitless in your sex ed. Maybe so you can understand why this is such a stunning news for me. For us here in Germany, first of all, sex education is a regular part of your biology class. It is not a special course you have to go to. Parents don't have to sign a paper to allow children to actually get sex ed. No, it gets treated as something completely normal, as a subject in the class of biology. While it is also not necessarily pro-sex, it is neutral about it. Sure, we got to see an image of STDs, but we mostly talked about the biological process, about how the how the sperm gets to the egg and stuff like this. So yeah, but it was neutral at least. It was not railing up the genders or the sexes against each other and scaring them to death. It is, yes, neutral. Just talk about, if you don't want to promote it, just keep it to a moderate level, for crying out loud. So what I personally advise you guys, since obviously sex ed in school is not a good thing. If it is scaring you shitless, please don't do it. My advice, find your own sex ed, and that's a great thing. Nowadays we live online, and there's the internet. And no, I'm not talking about getting sex education by watching porn, you idiot. I'm talking about, yeah, searching out columnists like the before mentioned Daniel Savage. I really highly recommend him. He is a very smart guy. He is extremely funny. I've seen a few discussions with him, so his comebacks to people are so amazing. I was really laughing out loud watching him and his statements. And he is also knowing what he's talking about. He's a 50-year-old father and he's married. A fair warning, so if this is really a big issue for you, he's also gay and he's married to another guy. If you're really narrow-minded enough that this disqualifies him for you to let him, besides his obviously big experience, teach you something, I don't know. Maybe a second choice would be Laci Green. She also seems to be rather smart. I personally don't relate to her too much because her kind of humor and talking is kind of annoying to me personally, but this is something you have to figure out for yourself. And I also have to wave my red flag a little bit, because she is also a moderate feminist. So you probably should try to skip her videos which are loaded too much with political content. Because I personally dare to say a moderate feminist is more dangerous than an extremist feminist, because every kind of extremist is easy to spot and you can dismiss them easier. But somebody like her, who often enough sneaks her political point of views into her otherwise officially educational program, I see this a little bit critical. Also, she's a little bit of a hypocrite in that regard, so you can watch her. She actually teaches quite a few good lessons, but you have to be careful while watching her, because she is not completely neutral in the stuff she says, more so than other people like me. I mean, I'm not neutral either, but she has an agenda and she often enough mixes it in without pointing it out. So yeah, these were my 2 cents about sex education and how horribly it apparently is. Anyways, this is ANY saying opinion counts.